Quite interesting, isn't it? The world of technology seems to move at a pace that would make a cheetah feel rather sluggish. One moment we're marveling at a mobile telephone that can also take a blurry photograph, and the next, we're discussing artificial intelligence that can write a sonnet or compose a symphony. This new frontier is largely thanks to something called Generative AI, or GenAI for short. Think of it as a fantastically creative parrot. It hasn't just learned to repeat phrases, it has listened to all the books, music and art in the world, and can now create something entirely new, yet in a style that feels familiar. This is the magic behind those chatbots that can write you a poem about your pet hamster in the style of Shakespeare. Now, if GenAI is the creative spark, then Agentic AI is the industrious mind that puts that spark to work. The term agentic simply means it has agency, the ability to act independently to achieve a goal. Imagine you ask a GenAI to write a story. It writes the story and stops. An Agentic AI, on the other hand, could be asked to create a successful children's book. It would then proceed to media group, children's book illustration on monitor and graphic designer sketching, digitally, stock, distribute equally, write the story, design the illustrations, research publishing houses, format the manuscript according to their guidelines, and even draft query letters to send to them. It's a system that doesn't just answer a question, it takes on a project with a delightful degree of autonomy, which is a rather significant leap forward from simply following a direct command. This distinction is terribly important. We are moving from tools that require our constant supervision to partners that can manage complex tasks on their own. It's like the difference between a hammer, which you must wield for every single strike, and a master carpenter you can hire to build a beautiful bookshelf for you while you enjoy a cup of tea and a biscuit. The Agentic AI is that master carpenter, equipped with the creative power of GenAI, but also with the logic and planning capabilities to see a project through from its inception to its glorious completion. It's a truly fascinating development in our relationship with machines, turning them from passive instruments into proactive collaborators. The significance of this evolution is, frankly, monumental. We stand on the cusp of an era where the drudgery and repetitive aspects of many jobs, particularly in the digital realm, can be handed over to these tireless electronic assistants. This frees up human intellect for what it does best: creativity, critical thinking, and asking the big, challenging questions. The potential for innovation is staggering when you consider that every developer, artist, and scientist could have a team of autonomous agents helping them. Media group, developers and artists working with AI-generated ideas on screens, scientists using AI to test theory in Levy stock or distribute equally, test theories, generate ideas, and manage workflows. It's not about replacing people, but about augmenting our own abilities in ways we are only just beginning to comprehend, which is quite a thought. So, what exactly is this Agentic AI developer we hear whispers of in the hallowed halls of technology? Well, it's an Agentic AI that has been specifically trained and designed to be a software engineer. Instead of giving a human developer a task like, build me a login page for my website, you could give that same instruction to an agentic developer. The AI would then get to work, much like its human counterpart. It would start by asking clarifying questions, or, if programmed to do so, make educated assumptions about the requirements. It would then break the main goal down into a series of smaller, more manageable steps, a process that would make any project manager nod in appreciation. This digital colleague doesn't just stop at planning. It proceeds to write the necessary code, line by meticulous line, tapping into the vast knowledge of programming languages it has absorbed. But its job is far from over once the code is written. We all know that first drafts, whether of a novel or a piece of software, are rarely perfect. The Agentic AI developer understands this perfectly. It will then test the code it has just created, running it through various scenarios to find any bugs or errors. It's like having a writer who is also their own fiercely critical editor, constantly checking for mistakes and imperfections before anyone else has a chance to see them. Once it finds a bug, and it almost certainly will, the agentic developer enters a debugging phase. It analyzes the error, hypothesizes the cause, and attempts to fix it. It might try one solution, test it, see it fail, and then try an entirely different approach, all in the blink of an eye. This iterative cycle of writing, testing, and debugging continues until the code is not only functional, but also robust and efficient. It's this autonomous problem-solving ability that truly sets it apart. It's not just following a script, it is actively thinking and adapting to challenges as they arise, which is a rather clever trick for a collection of algorithms to pull off. This is where understanding how to build and guide these agents becomes a crucial skill. For those looking to step into this new world, courses like the one offered by Skillofy AI are becoming indispensable. They provide the foundational knowledge needed to construct these complex systems. The course content isn't just about abstract theory, it's about practical application. It teaches you how to define goals for an AI agent, how to provide it with the right tools and information, and how to use frameworks that act as the skeleton upon which these digital minds are built. It's essentially a guide to becoming the architect of your very own automated workforce. Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? What can one of these agentic AI developers actually do? Well, its to-do list is surprisingly comprehensive. Imagine you need a new feature for your mobile application, say, a user profile page. The agent can take that high-level request and begin its work. It will write the front-end code that determines how the page looks, the layout, the colors, the fonts. It will also handle the back-end logic, figuring out how to securely fetch the user's information from a database and display it correctly. It can even connect to external services, for instance, to pull in a profile picture from a social media account. The tasks are not limited to just creating new things from scratch. A significant portion of a software developer's life is spent maintaining and updating existing code bases. An agentic AI can be a tremendous help here. You could task it with refactoring a messy, inefficient piece of code to make it cleaner and faster. Or you could ask it to upgrade an entire project to use a newer version of a programming language or framework, a task that can be incredibly tedious and time-consuming for a human to perform manually. It can methodically go through thousands of lines of code, making the necessary changes and ensuring everything still works as intended after the update. Furthermore, documentation, the bane of many a developer's existence, is another area where these agents excel. An agentic AI can be instructed to scan an entire code base and generate clear, comprehensive documentation that explains what each part of the software does and how it works. This is an incredible boon for teamwork, as it ensures that new developers joining a project can get up to speed quickly. It can also write a suite of automated tests to continuously check the software's health, preventing new changes from breaking existing functionality. It is, in essence, a tireless and perfectly disciplined team player who never forgets to dot the I's and cross the T's. All of this automation might sound like science fiction, but it is rapidly becoming a reality. The key is learning how to properly instruct and manage these agents. That is precisely what the Skillofy AI course is designed to teach. Learners gain practical skills in prompt engineering, which is the art of giving clear and effective instructions to AI. They also delve into popular frameworks like LangChain or AutoGen, which provide the tools to connect different AI models and give them access to the resources they need to complete their tasks. The course empowers you to move from being a mere user of AI to a creator and director of autonomous AI systems. The emergence of agentic AI is not something to be feared. Rather, it should be seen as a truly extraordinary opportunity. Just as the Industrial Revolution automated manual labor and unleashed new potential, the agentic revolution is set to automate cognitive labor. This will undoubtedly change the landscape of software development and many other industries. Repetitive coding, debugging, and testing tasks will increasingly be handled by AI, allowing human developers to ascend to more strategic roles. They will become the architects and conductors of these AI systems, focusing on creative problem-solving, system design, and the overall vision of a project. It's a shift from doing the work to designing the work. Embracing this change requires a new set of skills, and this is where focused education becomes paramount. You wouldn't expect someone to build a sturdy bridge without first understanding the principles of engineering, and the same logic applies here. The Skillofy AI course is crafted to be that bridge to the future. It demystifies the world of agentic systems, breaking down complex concepts into digestible, manageable lessons. It equips learners with the practical know-how to build their own AI agents, transforming them from passive observers of this technological shift into active participants who can shape its direction. It is an investment in your own relevance in an increasingly automated world. By completing a course like Skillofy's, learners gain more than just technical proficiency. They gain the confidence to experiment and innovate. They learn to think like an AI architect, identifying problems that are ripe for automation and designing agentic workflows to solve them. This knowledge is not confined to software development. It can be applied to scientific research, business analysis, creative writing, and countless other fields. The course provides a robust toolkit and, more importantly, the mindset required to build bespoke AI assistants that can amplify one's own skills and productivity, which is a rather empowering thought. In conclusion, the future of development is collaborative, with humans and agentic AI working in synergy. The technology is here, and it is evolving at a breathtaking speed. The question is not whether this change will happen, but whether we will be prepared for it. By taking the initiative to learn through platforms like Skillofy AI, we can ensure that we are not just spectators but pioneers at the forefront of this incredible new chapter in human history. It's a chance to unlock a level of productivity and creativity we've only ever dreamed of, and that is, without a doubt, quite interesting.